Welcome back to Stupid Coder. We are back with another video. In this video, we will learn how we will integrate Stripe checkout in our Flutter application with just few line of codes. So this is our application. You can see here, we are having a checkout button here, and we are just, for the demo purpose, we are just doing the hard coding of that products and all. When we click on this checkout button, it will open us that Stripe checkout, and you can see here, we are getting the application name here. And here, if I click on the detail, you will see all the product information will come here. You can see here we have apple, pineapple, then we have total amount here. Then we are here also we are having the name of the application to whom we are going to pay and the total amount here. When we click on the view detail, we will get all the same information for our products. And here we can put the email IDs, then we can put the card information, billing information, then we can click on the pay and it will pay the amount and it will land us to our home screen from where we came from. So before starting the video, if you are new to our channel, subscribe the channel by clicking on the subscribe button, click the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Thank you. In our Flutter application, we are going to use two packages. First one is our Stripe_checkout, and this package will be used to get at our Stripe checkout UI and all. A part of this, we are also going to use one more package, that is HTTP, and that will be used to get the Stripe session, and that will be used for handling our HTTPS request and all. So before moving to our code, first of all, we have to go to our Stripe account, and from there we have to note down two keys. So this is our Stripe account. So when you log into the account, you will get this UI. After that, you have to click here in the developers. There in the left hand side, you will see we have overview, then we have our APIs keys. Now you have to click on the APIs key, and from here you have to copy these keys. Right now we are just using our test mode, that's why you can see here pk_test, that is publishable key. Then we have our secret key, we have to copy both the key, then you have to proceed further. So now we will move to our Flutter application, we will do our integration and all over there. So first of all, we have to add two packages. First one is our Stripe_checkout, and the version number we are using here 1.0.0. Then we have our second package, that is HTTP, and the version number is 0.13.5. So we will save the pub spec. So now we will create one file here, and we will name it as a checkout.file, and we will make it as a stateful widget. Here we have checkout page. So here we will import our material file. We will change it to scaffold widget, and here we will put app bar. Here we have title. We will put here text widget, and we will name it as a Stripe checkout, and the font style we will use here text style, font size 20. Then here in the body we will create one button here. We are just doing our test part with our checkout and all. For that purpose, we are just going to use one button here. On the button click, we will just open our checkout and all, Stripe checkout and all. Here we will use center wizard because we have to show the button inside our center page of our application, and we will use a text button. First of all, we have on press event, and we will cover that later on. Then we will do some styling to our button, and we will use a text button dot style from, and here we will use background color, and we will use a colors dot steel color. Then we have foreground color, that will be our text color, and we will use a colors dot white color. Then we have our shape here, and we will use a rectangle border, and we will put here border radius dot all, and we will use a radius dot circular 1. And here we will put the name of our button. We will use a child widget, and we will use a text checkout. So now run the application. Before that, we have to map here in our main.dart file. So now we will run our application to see the button is coming or not. So here you can see the button is coming here in the center of the page. So now we will go to our folder structure, and there we will create one new file, and we will name it as a Stripe_service.dart file. And in this file, we will going to write our code for checkout and all. First of all, we will create a class Stripe service. Here we will create two variables. First one will be used for our secret key, which we have copied from our Stripe website in our previous step. Then we will create a string publishable key is equal to, and we will put the key here, and this name will be start with sk_test because we are using a test mode. Then we have our key here. Same for our pk also, underscore test underscore our key. So here you have to replace your keys with this key. So first of all, we have to create one function here, and before that we have to import our HTTP file also. And here we will do import package http file as HTTP. Here we will create one function and we will make it as a static here, because we have to use this class as a static without creating the object for this class. Here we will put the return type as a future dynamic, and we will name this function as a create checkout session. And here we have to pass the item from our product items, and we will put here list dynamic product items. Then we have total amount, and we will make this function as async here. First of all, we have to make one variable, and we will put here URL is equal to URI dot parse, and we will put the URL for creating our checkout session and all, and that will be our https://api.stripe.com/version1/checkout/sessions. And this will generate our session, and that session will be going to use in our application. Then we have to create one variable string line items is equal to empty, and we will create one more variable int type of index is equal to 0. And here we will loop through our product items dot for each. In this one we will change it to val, and here we will create one variable and we will name it as a product price is equal to val product price, because that is a variable name of our list items. And here we have to multiply into 100, because in the Stripe we can't send any value in the decimals. For that purpose we have to multiply the value with the 100. Then here after that we have to put here round. We will make this value as a round here. After that we will put here line items. We will put increment that, because we are using a loop here, so we get one line. After that we have to append the next product item also in the same line item. So for that purpose we have to put here plus equal to, and here we will put and line underscore item, and we will put here index here, and then we have to put here price underscore data. Then we have product underscore data. Then we have name, because this is what it is doing. It is just creating the class type, like we have price data, then we have product data. Inside that we have the name of the product. Then we put here equal to $. Then we have our value of our product name, that will put pick from here product name. After that we have to append our amount also, unit amount, that is our product price. Here we will put and line underscore item, and it will be line items, and here also it will be line items. Then we have $index. Then we have again price underscore data. Then we have our unit underscore amount is equal to $. Then we have our product price, and that will be picked from here, that is product price. After that we have to put here that currency also. And also if you don't want to do in the single line, you can also split this line. Let's do in that way also. We will just copy this one and we'll paste here, and we'll paste again here. And here what we will do, we will just remove this part. We will cut from here and we will replace here. Same way we have to do for the currency and also for our quantity also. And here also we will do price underscore data. Then we have product underscore data. Then we have our currency here, and we'll put a currency, and we can put our currency here. We are putting it in euro, and again we will copy this line, we will paste here, and this time we have to put a quantity, but we don't have to put all this information. We will remove here, and we will just put here quantity, and that also we will pick from our variable val. Then we have our quantity to string, because quantity will come in our integer, so we have to convert it to our string here. And after that we will increment our variable here index plus plus. So what we did here, we are just looping through our product items, then we are just checking here for the price, and we are just making it into round figure, and we are just multiplying it with the 100. After that we are creating the variable for our line items. First one is our product name, then we have our unit amount, then we have our currency, then we have our quantity here. After that what we have to do, we have to just call here final response is equal to await http dot post request, and now here we have to just do the post request for this data. Here we have URL, then we have our body here. Inside the body we will put here success underscore URL is equal to https checkout dot stripe dot dev slash success. Then we have to put here mode is equal to payment. Then we have to put our line items here. We will just put your $sign. Then we have to put your line items. After that we have to put your headers, and we are just going to use here authorization, and we are using here barrier token barrier, and here we have to pass our secret key underscore key. Here we have to put a secret key, and this will be, and here we have to make this variable also as a static so that we can access that variable inside our function here. Now here you can see we are able to access that function variable. After that we will return here, return json.decode, and we have to import here. After that we will put here response.body, then we have our ID. So whatever the ID we are getting here, that we have to pass as a session ID here. So what we did here, we have just created one function that is create checkout session, and we are just passing here product items. Then we have total amount, then we have our URL here, and we are making this function as async here. After that we have created two variables, that is line items, then we have index here. After that we are just doing that our for each for our product items. Then we have created one variable that is product price. We are multiplying it with 100, and we are doing the round off of that value. Then we have our line items. We are just passing here line items, and we are passing an index. Then we have price data, product data. Then we have name here. In the name we are just passing a product name. Then we have our line items. Again that variable we are just passing here line underscore items, index, price data, unit amount, that is we are passing here product price. Then we have our currency we are passing here. Then we have our quantity we are passing here. Then we are just increment our variable here. After that we are just posting our HTTPS post request with that URL, that is to our api.stripe.com for our checkout sessions. Then we are just passing here our body part, that is success URL. Then we have our mode payment. Then we have our line items here. After that we have our header, and here in the header we also have to pass here content type, and we are using here application /x www form URL encoded. After that we are returning here JSON decode response body, and we are just returning here ID, that is session ID here. So now we have to create one more function here, and that will be our final function which we are going to use in our UI. And we'll put here static future type return as a dynamic. Then we have our Stripe payment checkout. Here we have our product items. Then we have subtotal. Then we have our context here. Then we have our mounted. After that we have our optional return types on success, on cancel, on error, and we will make this function as async here. And from here we will call our function, that is final string session ID is equal to await create checkout session, and we have to pass a product item, and then we have to pass here total amount, and we will put here subtotal. After that we have to call here, we have to use here final result is equal to await redirect to checkout, and this is the function we are going to use from our package, that is stripe underscore checkout. That package we are going to use here. If you see here, you can see here Stripe checkout package has been imported here. Here we have context, then we have session ID, then we have publishable key, and session ID will be this one, which will be created from our this function. After that success URL we have to put here, and that will be the same which we use here. Also we can put a cancel URL, and we will put the similar one, but here we will change it to cancel. After that we will check here if mounted, because this one we are going to use in our UI page, that for that purpose we have to use here mounted or not. And here we will create final text is equal to result dot when, and here we can just put here redirected successfully. Then we have our success here, we'll use here on success. Similar way we can do for our cancel also on cancel, and for the error also we will use the similar one on error. Here we have to pass E as error, and from here we will just return here this text. What it will do, it will just map our function here. These functions we can access in our UI also, like on success, whatever action we have to do, like we have to redirect user to our order successful page, and there we can do whatever the action we have to do. Similar for the on cancel also, if on there we can just show the message to user also that you have canceled the payment and all. That handling we can do there. And similar for the error also, in case we get any error while doing the payment, we can just show the error message and all. So what we are doing here, we have just created one function that is Stripe payment checkout, and there we are just passing variable product item subtotal context. Then we have mounted, then we have our function on success, on cancel, on error. Then we are making this function as a async here. After that, we are just creating the session ID here by calling our function that is create checkout session. And there we are just passing a product item and subtotal. After that, we are just calling this function that is redirect to checkout, and this is coming from our Stripe_checkout plugin. There we are just passing a context session ID. Then we are just passing here publishable key. Then we have success URL, cancel URL, and this function will open the UI for us for that checkout. After that, we are checking if it is mounted, and then we are just getting the result, that is result.when, and whatever the result we are getting, we are just mapping it with our function, and from here we are just returning the text here. So now we will do this integration in our checkout page also. So now what we have to do, we have to call our Stripe service function from this onPress event. And first of all, we have to create a dummy products here. And for that, we will just put here where items is equal to, we will make it as an array here. Inside the array, we will create one object here. And inside the object, we will create the first variable that is product price. We will put here 4. Then we will put here product name. We will put here apple. Then we will put here quantity. We will put here 5. Similar way, we will copy this. We will paste here. And we will change it to pineapple. Product price, we will make it as a 5. And the quantity we will make it as 10 here. After that, we have to call here await Stripe, and we will make this function as async here. We'll put here Stripe service dot Stripe payment checkout, and here we have to pass these items, and the total we can put here, like example 500, or also we can calculate from here also. We are just putting here dummy here. After this, we have our on success event. We will print here success. Then we will copy this again. We will put 2 times, and here we will put on cancel, and we will put here cancel. Then we have on error. We will put here error message error, and we will put here e.toString. So now what we have to do, we have to reload our application, and from here we will click on the checkout. We are getting here error message. So now let's debug and see what the issue is. We will go here. We put here debugger. We click on the checkout here, and the response we are getting a invalid API key, and API key provided because we have to put here proper valid keys and all. We will reload our application. So now again we will click on the checkout. So here we are getting one more error, that is receive unknown parameter. Now we have to check our parameters and see where the issue is. So the issue seen here is we have to put here proper quantity, means that right now we are just using a shorthand that is QTY, but here we have to use here quantity. So now reload the application. Let's see we are getting the error again or not. So here again we are getting the error, that is it is saying parameter missing, and let's see which parameter is missing. So it is saying about the currency. So now let's see where the issue is. And here in the currency we have to remove this product data because currency will become inside our price data only. Now reload the application. Let's see again. So now we are getting a proper response here. So now run the application. So here you can see here we are getting the Stripe checkout here, and the total is coming according to that products. So this total amount is not required. We have just added it here, but that is not required because this total is calculating on the basis of that total products and all. So now we'll fill the information and we will do the test dummy payment, and let's see is it working or not. Before that, we have to just test our on cancel event, is it working or not, and we have to open our console here. So now if I put a back button, so now you can see we're getting here cancel. That means our event is working perfectly fine. So now we will see for our success event also. We will click here checkout. Here we will put the dummy email ID test@gmail.com. Then we'll fill the dummy card information. Here we will put the dummy name test. We will click on the pay here and let's see. Here we have to put the information also. We will click on the pay here, and before that we have to put the pin here. Now we will click on the pay. You can see here it is getting processing. We are getting the pop-up here. So here we are getting the error because the currency we set is not in the Indian rupees, but the country of the transaction we are putting here India. So that's why we are getting the error here. So let's try with the different country and let's see that's working or not. Now let's click on the pay. So here we get the success. You can see here success. So now let's go to our Stripe dashboard and let's see the transaction is successful or not. So here we have our transactions. So now you can see here in the success we have the total amount of 70 euro, and you can see here, and the customer name we put here test@gmail.com. Then we are getting a description. So now let's open this transaction. It is saying payment succeed. The card information, customer, everything is coming here. If we go down, you can see here that customer information is coming. Also, you can see here the items are also coming. That is apple, pineapple, quantity, unit price, amount, everything is coming here. Here also you can see payment details are coming. We do the transaction in the euro, but it's converted to the INR. Also the exchange rate and everything is calculated here. So that means our Stripe checkout is working perfectly fine. There's no issue. We are getting proper success message also. In the case of cancel also we are getting the proper redirection and all everything. So I hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. I will come back soon with another awesome video. Thank you for watching the video.